Ooh, are me hearties, shiver me timbers, walk the plank. Polly wants a cracker. This is just a bit of silliness for Talk Like a Pirate Day. And I thought we could make ourselves a wee wrist parrot that we could wear. So, what are we going to need for this? I'll have to put Polly to a side. There we go. We are going to need 3 different colors of paper, depending on what color you want your parrot to be. Mine is mainly green, red and yellow. Usually parrots come in blue. They come in all kinds of colors. So we're going to need some snips, because I'm not going to chop up a whole sheet of card just to make a small component. In this case, I need orange for my beak. We're going to need some feathers. Now, if you haven't got these craft feathers, and I know they're expensive, you don't need them. You can cut some feathers from paper, like I have done with these. And it's not very difficult. I will explain how. So I will use these paper feathers to make my parrot. So paper feathers, cardboard roll for the body, my colored paper, some eyes, and if you don't have these, I like to draw mine on paper and cut them out. So eyes, going to need something to make holes in our cardboard roll. Now, you do not have to buy a clippy thing like this. You can use a skewer or any sharp thing. Mom and Dad will have to help you. I don't want you poking holes in yourself with sharp things. We're going to need scissors to cut our paper to size and to make our feathers. We're going to need a ruler. It just makes life easier. Pencil. And of course we're going to need a nice long pipe cleaner. So, what do? I have pre-prepared my components. I have cut out a bit of paper the height of my roll. We're going to stick this on. Remember to have a messy mat to hand. I've cut another piece of paper to form the face of my bird. I have got 2 eyes that I've cut out of paper already. I've cut a beak from my offcut of cardboard, and I've cut another little shape to be the tummy of my bird. Now, you will have to judge it by eye. I did not measure this, but you can look at the width of your cardboard roll to decide how wide the strip should be for the tummy and how high it should be, roughly half. And the strip for the head is roughly 1/3, but it's more or less. So let us assemble our parrot. Oh, and I forgot to say glue. Glue is the most important bit here, and we could also perhaps use some sticky tape if you have it. So first things first, move things to a side. Put some glue on the edge of our paper. Put our cardboard roll on it, exactly in line. If you don't do that, the paper will roll around its squint, and mine might yet do that. So you roll, and you roll, and you roll, and you get to the end, and you glue your paper. Until it's stuck on. So there we have it. Next, we put the bit on for the face, and we do the same thing. Put a little bit of glue, make a start, find your edges, stick it on very neatly, very carefully. You don't want any of the yellow to stick out. And you roll it all the way around till you get to the end, and you stick it. There you go. It is stuck on. So sometimes the edges where you stuck them, you can't really see it, are not in alignment. It doesn't matter, as long as it's at the back of your bird. Next, we put the tummy on. Just like that. That's your tummy. Now we can do the eyes, because you know the eyes are going to be on either side of the middle. Put some glue on there. See the shape of my eye. Find the other eye. Put some glue on it and glue it on. And again, make sure your poor thing isn't all squint. Then my little triangle I cut for the beak, I fold over very tiny edge, because we have something to glue on, and you can snip the edges off or not as the urge takes you. I find it's always a little bit neater if you remove the sticky outy little corners. That, so that he does that. You can't see properly. Glue. Stick it on where the beak should live. Might be a little bit difficult, because at this point these things don't want to stick so well. I might need some more glue. If this doesn't work, you can use sticky tape. But sticky tape shows, and then it's not so pretty. There we go. One beak. Now we have to put the feathers on. We need 2 feathers for wings. We can put a little tuft on the forehead, and of course it needs a tail. So, this is where I show you how to cut feathers. I have a strip of paper. I need to fold it in half lengthwise, and here's a good tip. Measure your strip of paper. You can use your pencil to mark the halfway mark, but I have got a lovely mat here with markings on it, so I don't have to do that. Put your ruler down, covering half your strip. Stick your finger underneath and stroke your paper, and it bends it for you. And now all you have to do is to really fold it flat. So if you want to, you can use your pencil to draw a feathery shape. But I've had a lot of practice today, so I'm just going to cut it. Almost like a leaf. There's your feathery shape. And now we have to do the barbs, it is called. Very interesting. You can find all information on the internet. The pokey outy bits on a feather is called a barb. So what we have to do is we have to very finely snip, 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 snip along the edges, all the way along, very finely. You can see, oops, you can see how finely I've snipped these ones. You don't want to go all the way through. You just want to snip until you're nearly through, not all the way. Because if you go all the way, you don't have a feather. Yeah? Don't make my mistake. So, I have cut all this. When you've cut the feather, all the little barbs, now you have to open it very, very carefully. Just stroke the groove out, because otherwise they'll also snap off, and then you won't have a feather of any description. So see that? Dinkum feather, as they say in Australia. So now we stick our feathers on. And what did I decide I was going to do? I decided my long feather is going to be part of the tail and 2 short feathers. And then I'll have 2 feathers for the wings and 1 feather for the little tufty bit. Mine is going to be, actually I wonder, I think I'll use this bit that I cut off, because I think this is just the right size. So I'm going to cheat and use a bit of sticky tape, put it on my feather, pop it inside, make sure it's nicely aligned. There's my feather, 2 little wings, one on this side, whoops, another one on this side, make them symmetrical, have to really judge it. There. And now I have to put the tail feathers together, and that will be a pretty thing when I'm done with it, hopefully. The tail feathers will take a little bit of extra trouble, because you've got to be sure that you stick all the feathers on together. You might need an extra bit. Look at that. Is that not a magnificent tail? And I've got my 2 wings. Can maybe give them some shape, bend them a bit so they can stick out. Look at that. I think that's a grand job. Might need more sticky tape on my tail. Just like that. There, that's a strong tail now. Now for the hard bit. We have to make the holes for the pipe cleaner. And the holes have to be off center. See, they're not exactly in the middle of my cardboard roll. They're sort of a bit towards the front. Why is that? Because when you put your parrot on your arm, the tail has to go somewhere. And if you put your pipe cleaner exactly in the middle, it can't. It's stuck on your arm. So I'm going to use my clippy thing, because I've got one. And remember, not too close to the edge. Oof, I'm glad I had my porridge this morning. There we go. So I've got my 2 holes now, and they're towards the front. And next I use my pipe cleaner. It goes through, and you might have to guide it through again. And just like that, with paper feathers and all, I can have a wrist parrot. So we just turn our pipe cleaner, and there we go. Ooh-ar, ooh-ar. Polly wants a cracker. Just like that. Look at my tail feather. This is my pet parrot. I now have 2 pet parrots. So if you want some pet parrots for your Pirate Craft Day. There we go. Thank you for watching. See you again next time.